Hi friends, this is Loli bringing you 5 beautiful outdoor decor DIYs. Here we go with the first inspiration. This is one of these chair covers that we got this year from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use two of these yard flag holders from Dollar Tree, and I added them on in opposite directions as you see right here, and then I added a chair cover to it, and I put a tiny little bit of hot glue in the back so it wouldn't come off. Boom, look how cute that is, guys. It's the perfect addition to your garden, porch, or anywhere outdoor. I really love how cute and simple this is. Let me know what you think. For this next inspiration, we're going to use one of these pumpkin trios that I got from Dollar Tree in the plus section for $5. I took the largest pumpkin and I'm going to add some truffle chalk paint to all the little indentations of the pumpkin. And this is what it's looking like so far. Then I took this spray bottle that I had filled with some dark red paint, some watered down red paint, and I'm going to spritz the entire pumpkin to create little speckles. And this is how it's turning out so far. I'm going to let it sit for a little while for some of it to dry. While that dries, I'm going to take the second or the medium pumpkin and I'm going to dry brush it with a mixture of that red and the leftover truffle color that I had. So I just trying to knock down all that shine and to kind of dull down that yellow as well. So I came in using this apple barrel pumpkin orange color and a combination of that color and a combination of the truffle just to knock everything down. This was looking so plasticky. I wanted this to look a little bit more realistic. So I'm just trying to achieve that. You're going to see me here layering different colors to achieve that look. Friends, I just want to say real quick, thank you so much for clicking on my video, and to my subscribers, thank you for your support. I love you dearly. Okay, bye. So now I'm going to set this aside to dry, and I'm going to work on the large pumpkin one more time. So here, I just wanted that speckles to kind of set in some places and not in others. So now I'm coming in with a brush that had the leftover orange and truffle mixture, and I'm just taking off that excess and making the red streak down a little bit more. But if you see there, I also have some leftover speckles, and that is the look I was going for. Again, that plastic color, you can see it, all that shine. I was working on bringing down that shine. So here I'm coming in with some more of that pumpkin from apple barrel, and I'm just covering all those areas that were shiny, trying to bring down that orange. Then I took some English ivory green color from apple barrel, and I'm going to dry brush it on this as well, but I'm going to do it on all those little indentations. I wanted this to be a little bit darker and to have that beautiful effect of that green in between the creases. And this is where we at so far. I'm going to have it sit and dry for a little while, and I'm going to come back and work on that yellow one. So here I also wanted to add some orange because I can still see that bright yellow on there, and I'm like, okay, this isn't looking more like a pepper more than a pumpkin. So I'm coming in with that pumpkin color. I am adding a nice thick amount in the creases, and then I'm going to dry brush over the yellow. Then I took some more of that English ivory green, and I'm going to dry brush it onto the yellow sections as well, just to bring in a little bit of darkness and mix the colors so it looks more realistic. And look at that, it's looking less and less like a pepper. And now it looks like a pumpkin has been sitting in the patch and it's all dirty, right? Look how cute. I love the variation in the colors. But apparently it was still shiny, so I'm coming in just adding a little bit here and there wherever I'm finding places in which that yellow is coming through. So now for this one, this is the smallest of the three, I'm going to use dry brushing of the English vine. I think it's called English, something like that. Green English vine from apple barrel. But I'm using the same brush that I use for all the other paints. So you will see a little bit of hint of the orange and a little bit hint of the burnt umber and some of the red. So it came out perfect. I painted this pumpkin And then I put it to dry, and then I showed my kids. I'm like, is this plastic? Is this real? Or is this glass? They were like, it's not real because the shape is perfect. So maybe it's glass. So I'm going to give this one a yay. I did achieve a better color. So here you see me just speckling it with some of that orange paint color that was mixed with the burnt amber. And then I'm going to come in and spray a little bit of that red as well, not too much. And I'm going to just scrape it in a little bit. It came out a little bit too much. So in areas in which it wasn't too much, I left it alone. And other places I just streaked it through, and it came out perfect, guys. This is my favorite of the three, and you'll see them in a little second. For the peduncle, I use the burnt amber color. Actually, no, that's not burnt amber. This is actually, I'm sorry, wrong color. This is Waverly Truffle that I use for this. I painted that, and that's also the color that I used to dry brush with. I apologize. And here is the other pumpkin all dry. Look how cute, guys. I love how that turned out as well. All right, so here we are going to add a little bit more because this is missed. I'm not done yet, right? So I'm going to come in with some of this yellow because I did have more orange in there than yellow. And I wanted this to be a little bit different from the bottom one. So I added this Anita color. It's called burnt gold or something like that. No, I'm sorry, antique gold. And I'm going to dry brush that over the sides in the middle. I'm going to dry brush it on the sides that are not indented, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I can't speak right now, guys. Anyway, and I use the same brush that I used to put in the green. So as you see there, I am adding on a mixture of that yellow with some green as well. My friends, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, make sure that you hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a video. This is all free and it means the world to me. Then I came in and added some of this moss color from Waverly, just dry brushing it here and there, and it came out so cute. Look at that. I love it. All right, so now we are going to go back to the initial bigger pumpkin. It was not looking that natural, so I came back in on those sections right there that are still orange with some pumpkin color from Apple Barrel, and just trying to be as careful as possible not to also get it in the grooves, because I did like how that Waverly paint and the color truffle looked in the indentations as well. So I'm just knocking down that orange and giving it more of a realistic look, and I think I achieved it. Let me know what you think. Well, here doesn't look that great, but once it dried, you'll see how beautiful it looks. Once all the pumpkins were dry, I just stacked them together, make sure that they clipped in place, and I'm going to add some Spanish moss in between them like this. Just add the moss to the bottom pumpkin so you're able to disassemble it. I took these two planters that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go ahead and paint them with this Cry-Along black paint in matte finish. I used one of those planters for this project. So I'm going to take the painted planter and I'm going to add some of this buffalo check ribbon. To start, I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue in the very top of that little ridge that you see there. I'm using that line on there as a guide of where to place my ribbon. So I just placed a little bit of the hot glue there. I'm tacking it down in place, and I'm going to continue to do this all around the entire planter. As you see here, it looked like it had a skirt. So here you see me how I'm tucking in those edges to make it nice and flat. I'm just pinching the ribbon and having that wire help me mold to the bottom section. Once that was I had it looking nice and neat, I'm cutting the excess ribbon there, burning off the edges so it won't fray, and I'm adding some hot glue to those corners so everything stays in place. And this is nice and cute. Now it's time to make a bow. And what I did is I just crisscrossed the ribbon a few times around itself. As you see there, I'm going to let you watch. I just did a crisscross applesauce like this. Then, making sure that everything is nice and straight, I'm going to loop that longer tail that I have there over to the other side leaving a loop about the same size as the other one that is next to it. And then I'm going to loop it to the opposite side, creating like another X on top of that. Once all my tails and my loops are even, what I'm going to do is scrunch it all up in the middle and tie it with a piece of jute cord. Then I fluff my ball, duct tape my ends, and we are ready to attach this to the piece. Now it's time to add the pumpkins to the planter. I just place the pumpkin onto it and add a little bit of hot glue on the areas where they touched, and added some Spanish moss on those areas as well to hide the glue. And that was it for that one. It is huge. It was hard for me to show you, but you'll see it much better in the final reveal. But it's going to include a flower. My friends, this video is part of a collaboration. It is hosted monthly by Aurea from DIY with Aurea, Ray from Oneway Designs 238, myself, LoliD Creation, and our guest host this month is Kathy Jo DIYs. The link to our channels and to the playlist will be linked in the description box below and also pinned in the comments. Don't forget to head on by and say hi. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe. It is all free and it means the world to us. Alright, for our next inspiration, we're going to use another one of these trellis from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint it white using this Crayola spray paint. Once it's dried, I'm going to decorate it with some of these garlands that I got from Dollar Tree. I believe I used a total of 4, maybe 5 garlands to go ahead and add it all around the trellis. I used these beaded garland from Dollar Tree, little pieces of it, to tie the branches on different areas, trying to make this look as full as possible. There were some areas in which it was still looking bare, so I just cut small pieces of the garland or the actual leaves and add them to those sections. Now I'm going to take this little scarecrow from Dollar Tree and I'm going to tie it to the top on there using the same jute cord that it came with. As you see here, I'm adding the little flowers and some different little pieces here and there to fill in any spaces that were bare. I fluffed up my scarecrow and then I took one of the plantas that I had painted and lined it with some of that buffalo check ribbon as you see there and put it to the side. I went to the nursery and got myself this beautiful mom. What I'm going to do is go ahead and punch the holes onto this planter because I will be using it with a real plant. I used my little Cricut hooky thingamajigga and it didn't work, so I came in with a screwdriver and just opened all 4 of the holes. And now my plant is ready to receive my mom. And this is pretty as it is, but of course I'm not done yet. Remember that piece that I made? Well, this goes with this. So now here I'm going to start the intricate process of adding this to my planter with my mom on it without making, without hurting my plant. So after, wiggling and moving pieces of moms away from the path of me pushing this down, I finally got it done. And here it is, more of it in the final reveal. For this next inspiration, I'm going to use another one of these trellises. And I painted it also as I did before with the same white spray paint. Once that was ready and dry, we're going to come in and use one of these Dollar Tree signs. And I used the same cord, but wrapped it around the back to hold this in place. And then I created a double knot on the front in both places and cut off the excess. Then I took 3 Dollar Tree picks. I used one of these that had the pumpkin and then 2 that have just regular leaves. To secure them in place, I added this one to the middle of the sign as you see right there, and I'm going to take some wire that I have left over from a previous DIY and I'm going to use it to tie this branch to the bottom bracket of the trellis. And I repeated the same process with the other 2, putting 1 in either side. Then I took this fabric I got from Dollar Tree and I'm measuring exactly how much I'm going to need to cover the bottom section right there. So once I knew exactly how I wanted it and if I had enough, I noticed that I had these two little pieces of wire that was sticking out, and it was preventing the fabric from laying flat against those two pieces. So I just cut them using my wire cut, as you see there. I just bit it and then twisted right off. Now I'm going to come back with that fabric, but I wanted this to have a nice seam, so I just created a seam using some hot glue. I folded the fabric to create a seam, and then I glued it using the hot glue. Then I flip my sign back on its right side, and I'm going to position this fabric in a way that is going to cover all of the stems. And I'm just making sure that I have it at the right level, that I have the sign at the right level as well. And once I was happy with that, I'm going to add some hot glue on there to tack this in place. And repeated this step on the other side. With the side secure, I'm making sure that the bottom is going to also be nice and even. So once I know exactly how to place it, I am going to go ahead and glue down the remainder of this fabric. So I just folding it in place as neat as possible, and I'm going to come in with some hot glue and run a bead all along that seam as well and completely seal it off. Now it's time to secure the welcome sign. I just added some hot glue on the jute cord, added some masking tape over it, held it in place till it dried. This is to make sure that this doesn't slide up or down as it's being hung. And this is it. More of it in the final reveal. And for this next inspiration, we are going to be using this pumpkin from the Dollar Tree and this light from the Dollar Tree and some leaves. First thing that I did was take off that cover, and we're going to remove the stick from the, well, we can remove that since that came off. We're going to remove the stick of the light and that little paper thingy to keep it from lighting. And we're going to just stick that top section into our piece. It fits perfectly right there. And we just created a beautiful lantern for your exterior pathway. And now I'm going to use some leftover leaves that I have from different picks that I use. I'm just going to add some leaves on the sides of this pumpkin to make it more cute, more beautiful. And I repeated this process 6 times. You will see this shortly in the final reveal. Oh, look who it is, the final reveal. Don't forget to let me know which one is your favorite. Later on, I'll be posting this at night so you're able to see how the lanterns look at night. My friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you would like to follow me on social media, here are my social media links. And don't forget to visit all my friends in the playlist. And if you would like to watch some more of my videos, here's a suggestion.
and you're more than welcome to binge away with this playlist. And don't forget to subscribe. As always, thank you so much for spending time with me today. You are awesome. Bye.